Hey, you. Yeah, you. See this button right here? Press it. Subscribe to the channel. Shalom.
She says she eats pork, shrimp, crab, and lobster. What do you eat? You eat those things sometimes? Okay, so this is the dietary law that God gave us, all right? There's certain type of things we are to eat to keep us healthy, all right? That's why we have diabetes and all these ailments, because we don't want to do the things that God says. Read on.
They shall be even an abomination unto you.
So when you eat shrimp, crab, pork, and lobster, they shall be filthy and disgusting unto you. All right, my sister came out. All right, come on up, sis. By the way, y'all, my name is Benaiah. All right, what's your name, brother? How you doing, sister? What's your name?
I'm doing all right. I'm Carla.
Carla.
I got a question.
Yes, go ahead. I've been barking out orders anyway.
I'm looking for a church.
Okay.
And they're not teaching on the system, the beast of the thing, what's going on now.
I'm sorry, repeat that. Speak.
The beast of the thing.
The beast?
In Revelation, the system.
Okay, the system. Okay.
Before you finish,
Is it in the
before
Bible?
All right.
you answer, can I build upon that too? Who is the beast? Who has the mark of the beast?
All right, we're going to get to that, but that's real deep, first and foremost.
I want to finish because
Okay.
they gave us the color of Jesus, but they never gave us the color of the devil. Why not?
Okay, we're going to get to all that, brother.
And
We're
they
going to
say
get to all that.
666 is the mark of the beast.
Yeah.
And if you dig deep into
Okay.
it, 666 is the melanin color.
All right.
So who is the mark of the beast for real?
We're going to get that. Give me, real quick. So, sister, you said you want to know who the beast is, and he wanted to expound on it.
Not knowing who the beast. Well, I know the beast is the system of things that we're living under.
Oh, okay. But it's also who runs that system.
That's it.
Who runs it? I'm going to ask you, Sister Carla, who runs that system? The so-called white. Why we always get the white folks? No, we buy the white folks run that system of the beast. All right? What say you, Miles?
We do.
No, we don't. We follow after what that beast tells us to do.
Black people
But
make
we
white.
don't run nothing. We don't make these laws. We didn't say it was okay for two men and two women to get married together. All right? A little boy and a grown man can be married. A grown man can go in and walk in a woman's bathroom and say it's a woman. No, that ain't what we did. They did. The so-called white man, which is that beast. And we got to get understanding. You said we got the color of Christ, but we don't know the color of that beast, right? Is that what you said, Miles? Let's get to that root. Give me what I need. No, I don't want that one. I want to get Genesis. Let's go to the beginning. Let's go to the beginning, right? Because when you read Genesis chapter 2 and verse 7, it talks about the first man made from the dust of the ground. You don't get a Caucasian man for that. All right? You don't get a white man from that. Okay, you get a black man, light brown to all the way to jet black. All right? Read on. Give me that. Let's get the, no, we're going to get the 21, what is that? Genesis 25 and 27.
Give me Revelations 14 and start at verse 10. All right? Revelations 14 and start at verse 9. Verse 8. Read that. So this is referring to the mark of the beast, what it's talking about on a very basic level. Go ahead, read.
Revelations 14 and verse 8. And there followed another angel, saying, Babylon is fallen, that great city, because she made all nations the wine of the wrath of her fornication.
So now Babylon is where we live in today, which is America. You understand? Then it says Babylon is fallen because America is not going to last forever. Why? Because every other nation works with America. China, Russia, so on and so forth. All right, watch this. Read on.
And the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, If any man worship the beast and his image.
So now, the beast and his image, right? So now, according to the Bible, brother, my brother right here, right? This is the mark of the beast.
That's right.
This is the beast right here. The image of the beast. And the mark of the beast we're going to touch. Touch. This is the image of the beast, right? This is the image. Now watch this. Watch this. Watch. It's gonna. The Bible going to explain itself. Watch this. Read.
And received his mark in his forehead.
The mark in his forehead is what? What does this guy teach you how to do? Sin. This is the mark of the beast, and his mark that he places upon you, that you put upon your forehead, is sin.
So would you say in a sense,
Get Genesis 3 now.
that's our
If we
our
follow,
godly mind not opening?
watch this.
That,
I'm gonna give it to you. No. So look, this is the mark of the beast, right? This is the mark of the beast. So when we follow the white man, the mark of sin is gonna come upon you.
our godly mind is.
You got something?
That's how I'm interpreting
So,
it.
watch,
Right now.
I'm gonna show you because give me Revelation 13 and 17. I'm gonna show you what he's talking about. Watch this. For example, right? We think when the Bible is not talking on a minuscule level like that. The Bible is written in parables, but it's talking on a major level. This man ain't making. We're not talking about a bag of potatoes at the grocery store. We talking about economics. We talking on a major level, right? So this dude is not working on no minor level like that on an individual level. Watch this.
13 and 17. Revelations chapter 13 and verse 17. And that no, verse 16. And he causes all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand.
He says to receive a mark in their right hand. What hand is your strong hand? The right hand is considered your hand of strength, your strong hand. He said you're gonna receive a mark in your right hand. Come on.
Or in their foreheads.
Or in their forehead. Come on.
And that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark or the name of the beast, or the number of his name.
Or the number of his name. Now the brother told you what the mark of the beast was. It was sin. Now imagine this. This beast, all right, he runs the world, all right? You have to be in line with his policies. You got to. You got to be in line. You have to accept homosexuality. You have to accept politics. You have to accept my taxation. You have to. And if nations don't accept that, what happens to them on a major level? What happens? What do they do? Sanctions. Say stop. You can't buy. You can't sell. Guess what? The dollar bill runs the world. In order for nations to conduct business with each other, they have to use the American currency. You understand what I'm saying? And if you're not in line with the beast, you ain't buying, you ain't moving nothing.
All them cards that they use to trace everything you buy.
They doing all that. They doing all that. But look, sis, so if the mark of the beast is sin, what is the mark of God? Give me that Isaiah 8:16. What's the mark of God? Okay. Because it's the right now we talking about the mark is sin.
Ezekiel what?
9 and 4.
Ezekiel chapter 9 and verse 4. And the Lord said unto him, go through the midst of the city, through the midst of Jerusalem, and set a mark upon their foreheads of the men that sigh and that cry for all the abominations that be done in the midst thereof.
So he said, go out and put a mark on all my saints. Get Isaiah. He said, go out and put a mark on all my saints, on the ones that on my system, Most High God. Now watch this. Isaiah 8 and 16. 8 and 16.
Isaiah chapter 8 and verse 16. Bind up the testimony, seal the law among my disciples.
He say, bind up the testimony and seal the law among my disciples. Like he said, don't hurt not the earth or the sea till my prophets be sealed. What's the seal? The seal is the laws of God. We can't be in league with this devil's sin. We can't be in league with homosexuality, prostitution. They just made it legal for prostitutes to stand on the corner. This guy is the devil the Bible speak of, man. His policy is lead Christianity. You said you can't find a church. Do you know that Christianity is of the devil?
So, sorry to cut you off, would you say the mark of the beast is our distrust, our
sin? Anything
yeah,
that goes against God's law.
Okay.
Anything that goes against. Because watch this. See, look, you looking for a church, right? Now, how you going to know if you in the right place?
Feel it.
You can feel it. You want to know how you going to know? I'm going to show you how you going to know. Watch this. Watch this.
1 John chapter 4 and verse 1. Beloved, believe not every spirit, but try the spirits, whether they are of God.
He said, don't believe every spirit. You got to try the spirit, whether they of God. I'm going to ask you distinct questions. I could look at a brother and say, okay, he godly. Oh, but he might, okay, we can start by the look. Okay, he look, okay. Now let's ask some questions. For example, we went into the dietary law. Sister, what are some of the things you're not supposed to be eating? Pork, shrimp, crab. When you go into the church, watch this. If you go into the church right now, and you
shrimp and crab, we not supposed to eat.
not supposed to, don't crustaceans.
I never liked it.
All praises, brother. So watch this. If you go into the church right now and you said, Pastor, is this a place where we can keep God's laws and be righteous? He gonna say, yeah. He gonna say, well, then nobody in here eat no pork or none of that, right? He gonna be like, oh, no, we eat that pork. We doing that. That's when you tell yourself, oh, no, this ain't the place for me. He say, try the spirit by the Spirit of God. And I guarantee you're not gonna find one Christian church on the face of the earth that is keeping God's law. Why? They wasn't set up by God. Who was they set up by? By the beast. That's right. They were set up by the beast. Because one thing they know who you are. You might not know who you are, but I know who you are. What's your last name, sis? George? My last name in the world was Forbes. You know why? I came from the Forbes plantation.
Right.
I am a descendant of American slaves. Understand that. You understand what I'm saying? Because guess what? Slavery is in the Bible. Did you know that? Did you know slavery? You know, because you've been listening. Yeah. But did you know slavery's in the Bible? In the Bible, who does slavery happen to?
Huh? I got a question about that. They say we had them in slavery first, so is that why, like, I don't know if it was him or the other guy.
Nah, that ain't got nothing to do with prophecy.
I'm saying, like, afterwards when we fell off, is that why they put us into slavery now? Because we started going.
You gotta learn. You on your way. You gonna learn. But let me get this out the way real quick, and I'm gonna come back to that. Stick around, because I want to answer that. Hey, so sis, slavery in the Bible. You said the Hebrews. You own something. You own something, right? So the Hebrew people. Give me slavery in the Bible. Give me Deuteronomy 28:15. I'm gonna show you real quick.
Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 68. And the Lord shall bring thee.
15.
Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 15.
Let's set the stage, sis, because in the book of Deuteronomy, who's speaking right here? One on one. I'm telling you, one on one. Who's speaking in this book? Huh? Moses. You say, okay, you might know you might read your book a little bit. Okay, here we go.
Deuteronomy chapter 1 and verse 1. These be the words which Moses spake unto all Israel.
So this is Moses after he brought the children of Israel out of Egypt, and he's speaking to them in the wilderness, the 12 tribes of the children of Israel. There was 12 tribes of that one nation. Judah, Benjamin, Levi, Ephraim, Manasseh, Simeon, right? There's 12 of them. Come on. Go back. 15.
Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 15. But it shall come to pass.
It's going to happen.
If thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe to do all his commandments and his statutes, which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee.
So he says, if you do not, he said, children of Israel, my people, God's people, if you don't keep these commandments, these are the curses that shall come upon you as a people. Let's see who now we're going to read a prophecy, and you tell me whose history, who this prophecy has become. Watch this. Verse 68.
Verse 68. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships.
How we going to get into slavery?
With ships.
How we going to get into slavery?
With ships.
Come on.
By the way whereof I spake unto thee, thou shalt see it no more again. And there,
when you get off those ships, come on,
ye shall be sold unto your enemies.
You shall be what?
Sold unto your enemies.
Sis, whose history is that? You see what I'm saying? Whose history is that? That was Bible prophecy. That has now become the history of a people. Whose history is that? That's our history. Give me Proverbs and bywords. What, 37? Watch this.
Verse 37. And thou shalt become an astonishment, a proverb, and a byword.
Like Negro, that's a byword. George, that's a byword. Forbes, that's a byword. That's not our name. We are the descendants of the tribe of Judah from the nation of Israel. So I went to the courthouse. I changed my name. My name is Uriah ben Israel. I have surnamed myself back to the original name of my forefather of my tribe, now that I know who I am. How do I know? Because the Bible says so. That's our history in the Bible. This is not nothing about no white man. This book has nothing to do with them. This is all about us and how we need to keep God's law. Now, God said we keep the law. If we break the law, we would be enslaved, we'd be at the bottom. So then, does this man have any incentive to teach God's law in that regard? If he knew that? If he knew, because watch this, verse 14, 28 and 1. 28 and 1, yeah.
Verse 28 and 1. And it shall come to pass, if thou shalt hearken diligently unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe to do all his commandments, which I command thee this day, that the Lord thy God will set thee on high above all nations of the earth.
So he say, look, Israel, you my people. If you keep the commandments of God, I'm going to set you on high above all nations. You're going to be the top nation. You're going to be powerful. So watch this. Does that give this guy any incentive to teach us the commandments of God? So when you go in there, what are he going to tell you? Oh, the laws is done. When they teach the theology schools, oh, we don't keep the law. In fact, it's sin to keep the law. I heard a pastor say that. What was it, Creflo?
Yes, he did.
He said that to keep the law is sin. Where he learned that from? Who is he a steward for? The beast.
That's right.
The beast.
What is a nation? Nation is family. Nation is community. Nation is men leading by example. Nation is women's support. Nation is children with role models. Nation is unity. Nation is you. It's nation time.
And finally, my brethren, be strong in the Lord, his word.